Well, hello there, you spectacular specimens of humankind. It's been a while. It's been a long time. And, yeah, welcome back to the wonderful world of thirst and vanity. 2023. We're now in 2024, but 2023 was a tumultuous year, to say the least. It's been quite a struggle. And that is the primary reason why I haven't been posting videos as often as I would like to have. However, we are in a new year, and I'm thinking that there's going to be some changes. When I say that 2023 has been a hell of a year, I really put the emphasis on the word hell. I've had my motherboard die, I've had my washing machine die, I took a holiday to get away from it all with my partner, and we had the worst tropical storm that the island had seen in 10 years, and then the entirety of the United Kingdom flight service went down. It's been one of those inescapable situations. It was, for lack of a better word, relentless. Every single time we thought we were going to get a bit of a break, something else happened. Something else occurred to throw us all back under the bus. I'm not one of these people who believes in luck. I don't believe in luck. I believe that your life is what you make of it. It's all about perspective. You can view things negatively and be like, oh, woe is me. Or you can view things positively and be like, do you know what? This has been a terrible situation, but what have I learned from it? What are the silver linings? What can I get from this situation? But 2023 was relentless. Even I, with my unreasonable levels of optimism, needed to take a moment to be like, hey, this isn't great. This is hard. Though, with all of the turmoil that occurred in 2023, it also came with a lot of time to think. Think about my life, about where I am, about the kind of content that I'm creating, about whether that content has a future, not only here, but on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, whether I wanted it to have a future. Which, I have to say, were definitely certain points of last year that I didn't. I considered packing it all in and moving on to something else. Despite how much I love this. I love what I do. I love all of this creativity. Boundless creativity. Only it had bounds. But the main thing that I really debated was whether it made me happy. Whether I was okay with where I was. And whether I could see happiness again in the future. And I realized that what I was doing wasn't making me happy. So I needed to change. Or at least something needed to change. Now, this isn't unusual for me. I am one of these people who enjoys change. I thoroughly indulge in it. As you can see, I've changed my entire studio around in order to create a new atmosphere, stir up the pot, get the creative juices flowing, all of that kind of thing. It's a way that I can keep things fresh and I can push away any kind of boredom that I may have been holding on to. I like to change things up, you know? But this time, it wasn't a preference. This wasn't a situation where I was like, oh, this would be great to change things up a little bit. This was a need, like a specific need to change because I wasn't happy. Now, in this day and age, as content creators, we are always told that you need to find your niche. Find your area. Find the one thing that everyone can come to you for. That one little thing that everyone will rely on you for. And I tried. I tried so hard. I tried so damn hard to find my niche. The one thing that I would never get bored of, that I would always be passionate about, and I would be able to drive through. And I thought that was sex education. I, of course, picked one of the most difficult topics to be passionate about, but it was one that I felt that I could make a difference in. It was one that I felt that I couldn't get bored of, and it was one that I just felt super passionate about, you know? One that I could sink my teeth into and never get fed up of. But I was wrong. It got to a point where I didn't want to read about sex. I didn't want to educate myself about sex. I didn't want to know anything new about sex. And I know, we're talking about me here. Who is this person? And what are they doing in the Valen body? But it's true. There was a pressure to produce something that was always within my niche. And it got to a point where it just felt too restrictive. Well, it feels too restrictive. I had so many ideas of content that I wanted to create, that I wanted to put out there for your entertainment and for my own amusement. I love creating content, that I ended up binning because it didn't fit my niche. So I put all this work in to create it because I felt passionately in that moment at that time, only to throw it all away because it didn't fit my niche. So, going forward, I will no longer be solely a sex educator. In fact, the change that we are making is actually a step backwards. I'm returning to my roots. I'm stepping a little further away from sex education, and I'm going to become a lifestyle creator. And that lifestyle is hedonism. Yes, friends, we're going to be indulging in some hedonism. But the real question is, what is hedonism? What is hedonism? Now, according to the dictionary definition, in fact, hedonism is the pursuit of pleasure, sensual self-indulgence. It's also a philosophy. The ethical theory that pleasure, in the sense of satisfaction of desires, is the highest good and proper aim of human life. And I love this. I love this entire dynamic. The idea that you should thrive towards things that give you pleasure. Now, when most people think of hedonism and a hedonistic individual, they will think of someone like Dorian Gray, the whole idea of sex, drugs, orgies, narcotics, a variety of indulgences and vices that make them happy to a certain extent. But I don't see it quite like that. I mean, that's the way that the media has portrayed it, but realistically speaking, the definition says it's the pursuit of pleasure. So in accordance with the direct definition, anything that causes us pleasure could be hedonistic, right? We have the choice of what we find pleasurable. And that doesn't have to be unethical or immoral in any way, shape, or form. And to be honest with you, I can't think of any better aim in life than the pursuit of the things that make us happy, the things that we enjoy, the things that bring us pleasure. So, next question. What is pleasure? Well, what makes you happy? What is it that you enjoy? What is it that puts a smile on your face? For some, it will be like Dorian Gray. The drugs, the narcotics, the copious amounts of sex and drink and indulgence in all of the gluttonous ways. But for some, it could be curling up with a good book, sitting in front of a roaring fire, staring outside and watching nature roll by. And realistically speaking, why shouldn't we pursue the things that bring us pleasure? Why shouldn't we pursue the things that make us happy? As I said, it doesn't have to be immoral, and I, for one, certainly enjoy things more when I know that they are ethical and are aligning with my morals. So what does this mean for me and my content and the things that many of you will come to watch? Well, don't worry. Fear ye not. I am not stopping the sex education. I still find sex a fascinating subject, and I thoroughly enjoy learning about it still. Sex is a subject that will bring an unreasonable amount of pleasure to those who choose to indulge in it. But I'm not limiting myself to it. We'll also be looking at things that have the potential to make us, me and you, happier as individuals. We're looking at dressing to impress. All the dynamics of wardrobe, fashion, makeup. Because all of these things make me happier. When I know that I look good, I start to feel good. And I'm sure that will be the same for many of you as well. We'll look at life hacks for if you can find a way to deal with the things you don't like doing in an easier fashion, you will have more energy, more mental capacity to be able to indulge in the things that make you much happier. If you can do the washing up in half the time, then you have extra time to indulge in the things that put a smile on your face. And of course, we will also be looking at mental health and self-care. For happiness literally depends on having a good mental health and looking after yourselves as people. And on top of that, I will also add a myriad of other bits and pieces that put a smile on my face and hopefully will put a smile on yours as well, you know? Now, I have to admit, that isn't the only angle. The other angle that I'm looking at from this point of view, in an honest and open way, is that I'm hoping this will also open some doors for me professionally. The niche of sex education is all very good, but it is extremely frowned upon by the wider world. Unfortunately, the scenario seems to be that advertisers are perfectly happy to use sex or the implication of sex to sell their products. But when it comes to actually talking about the rumpy-pumpy bumping uglies, they don't want anything to do with you. And you see it time and time again with sex educators, both myself and other sex educators across the internet. They get demonetized. They get timed out. They get delisted and they get banned. For what? For educating people? It's a constant battle between platforms and creators in order to give the information whilst also maintain their livelihoods, you know? It is unfortunately a constant risk for we sex educators that we can be demonetized or deplatformed at any time, and 9 times out of 10, they don't have to give us a reason for it. I have had my own experiences in the past of being completely deleted from a platform with no reason given, no information, and we have to live with that, infuriating as it is. However, with our new hedonistic broadened horizons, I'm hoping it'll open up a few doors for sponsors, more interesting activities, and of course, making more interesting content that will keep me entertained as a creator, but also keep you entertained as my viewers, you know? So yeah, all in all, I'm quite excited. I'm genuinely quite excited. And I will also say that though the past has left me in a bit of a rocking boat with YouTube as a platform, I've had to unfortunately prioritize other platforms because that's where I've got my money from, and as previously discussed, 2023 was not the easiest of years to deal with. However, I'm committed to pushing more into YouTube because throughout my 5 years of content creation on various different platforms, YouTube is the one that has really inspired me. YouTube is the one that I've really wanted to dig my teeth into and create stuff that has longevity and that is entertaining and that keeps me on my toes. So yeah, I'm excited. And to be honest with you, I hope you all are too. Friends, if you watched this far, I will throw out that cheeky little reminder that if you're excited about what is to come, I'd love it if you press that subscribe button. And if you are enjoying what I'm offering in this video, possibly click the like button. Leave a comment about things that you might like to see, because I'm always looking for new ideas, and your ideas spur me on to very interesting endeavors. So yeah, do the things. It also helps the algorithm and pushes me and all that jazz, you know? But until next time, friends, don't do anything I wouldn't do, because if I wouldn't do it, He'll fucking kill you.